Wow. Having to breathe really deeply to do this video. It's been a little while since I've done a video, and I feel like today's the day. I want to take you back into the woods with me, so let's do that. I hope the sound recording goes okay because it's quite windy out here, but it's also beautiful spring sunshine, and I'll try and do my best to keep the camera and the sound working. I'm gonna take us back to my little tree in the woods where I go when something comes up that I want to get clear about. Let's go past the tingy bells. Something comes up that I want to breathe into and gain some clarity on. So into the woods we go, to my little tree. We've been here before. I'll show you the tree. Don't know if you can see that or not. Just get myself settled so that I'm not fussing about the microphone. It feels like it's quite breezy. I can't work out which direction to go in because of the sun and everything. Just sort of rotate myself around that way. Wow, I really need the support of the tree today. I've had a couple of really slightly overwhelming days, emotionally overwhelming, and part of me feels like when I get into these intense energy states, I want to hide away. It feels a bit much to face people. But I can definitely be in nature, and I'm choosing to trust. I don't have a lot of clear words for what's going on in my body, but I feel like my heart is breaking open, and I don't mean from a place of tragedy, but more something like the wonder of life is starting to wash into me, wash through me. And I'm really conscious of the fact that probably sounds really corny, so I've been feeling a reluctance to speaking from this place because the words seem so not enough. And also I don't feel like I want to have to explain what I'm experiencing from a mental point of view, so much as just experience it. Anyway, here it is, and it's kind of corny, but just bear with me, and if you can park your judgmental mind, that would be appreciated. I turned the clock back to a day or two before Valentine's Day, and I had an invitation from my lover to meet on Valentine's Day, and I had a realisation that I'd been somewhat sceptical, even a bit cynical about the Day of Love, which seemed to be a bit of a kind of a commercial fiasco that I didn't really want to be a part of. And for whatever reason, I just felt like choose differently. Choose away from whatever that established idea is, and accepted his invitation to be together on that day. And something completely different happened, and I don't believe it was because it was Valentine's Day. I believe it was because I chose a path that took me deeper into trusting my heart and trusting love, which has been a huge journey for me personally, as I'm sure it has been for many other people, integrating the past and coming back to love, coming back to trusting love, of course coming back to trusting humans, of course coming back to trusting myself. But in the last few months I've been very present to the process of trusting love itself, which could also be life itself, given that life and love are broadly the same thing. And these steps towards trusting love, on the surface of it, it looked like that was about a relationship with another person, but very swiftly I started to feel the love in everything. I can feel it now. I can feel a fly's just landed on my leg, and the sensation of the fly on my skin makes me feel slightly overwhelmed. And the feeling is pleasure, and the it looks weird because I'm crying. I've been crying for days. Everything seems to make me cry. Being here in this little corner of the woods, I can hear the trees next to me rubbing their branches on each other. There's two big trees, and I can hear the creaking of two branches up against each other, and in some weird way I feel really present at the point where those two branches are contacting each other, and for some reason it just feels overwhelmingly beautiful. And so I flip in and out of this place of being deeply, deeply saturated with life that feels like it's no longer flowing over me, but flowing through every fibre of my being, and leaving in its wake this incredible sense of awe. I'm not sure if any of this makes any sense at all, so forgive me if I sound like a maniac. I sort of, when I flip back into my head, I get this real sense of like, oh my God, isn't this madness? I think this is madness, isn't it? What happens to people who lose their mind? So the last thing I wanted to do when I was in this place was to show up here on the channel and be seen in this level of openness and this level of vulnerability, and maybe risk feeling misunderstood, maybe risk being judged. So I've been slightly hiding away. I've been hiding away from you. I'm sorry. And then yesterday I had a conversation with a friend, and I just managed to communicate some of the things that I was going through, and it was so beautiful. I just felt very held, and that gave me the confidence to show up in a group and share a little bit more, and I felt very held. And I don't remember what I said. I just remember that as soon as I start speaking from this place, I start feeling this overwhelming feeling in my body, like I'm going to drown in pleasure, like it's just rising up inside my body from right down low, like a big wave. And when it gets to my heart, I just have to remember to steady myself. It's really good to be on the tree, actually. And I don't know how long this will last, and it doesn't matter really. I'm not holding on to it, but I also don't want to push it away. I don't want to push it away because my mind is so addicted to understanding. My mind is so addicted to categorizing information that my mind is sort of in the background, like peering at me in this place and going, yeah, but is it this? And yeah, but is it that? Is it normal? And it seems sad in a way that I can be experiencing such a profound, natural, organic, beautiful feelings. Like the nature of togetherness has arrived at last in my body. Like I can... It's so weird, I just said togetherness and then my baby's turned up. I don't know if you can see George Pudding. Yeah. Hi, George. Yeah, the nature of togetherness, and there's my baby dogs. And yet, even with that pleasure, and even with that, the profundity of it all, my mind still wants to somehow make it wrong, because it's not apparently what other people are doing, or it's not apparently that normal. I'm sorry, I keep cutting my head off. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's what's happening to me. My head's getting cut off. So I'm going to just do some breathing. That's what I do when I come to this space, this tree, this place. And I'm just going to set the intention to hold myself in gentle non-judgment as much as possible, and allow this experience to be whatever it is, with a minimum amount of judgment. And thank you for hearing me, and thank you for receiving me, whatever it means. Maybe it means nothing, and that's okay as well. But if we can just breathe together in appreciation of love. Sort of making it stronger, actually. The breathing's bringing the sensations up stronger. But I feel really proud of myself for showing up. So
Yeah, I do. With my snot and my tears, my craziness. Sending you loads of love.